Hello, anyone interested? I decided to take my channel to something that I can contribute, which is my experiences. I've been through quite a lot, and my dog's walking away looking at me like, I guess he ain't gonna play with me no more. So, and that's kind of funny because this is part of my high strangeness, which I'm taking from another channel. And I hope that she don't care that I'm gonna name these videos High Strangeness. But this is about some pets and some other animals and just some odd things that happened. And you have to take everything through. Listen, ghosts, paranormal, it's all very subtle. Everything that happens in that realm usually just isn't like something that jumps out at you. So, and also with all this in mind, if anybody's going to wonder, I'm a Christian. I'm not a devil worshiper or any kind of witch. I don't do anything super freaky. I'm really lived a normal life. I've had a lot of strange experiences though. And so with that, I'm going to get right on to my first, which is my pet tiger. I was 7th grade, something like that, and my cat died. Now, this cat lived for years. I mean, cats live for a long time, so this cat was my buddy forever. I mean, when I was sick, he would like hop up and like lay with you the whole time you were sick, and like just wait for you to get better. He was the coolest cat, and after he died, in fact, the day after he died, I was in bed, waking up from in the morning at night, and I felt this on the end of my bed, this pressure, and it was the exact pressure that the cat jumping up on my bed was. And I mean, it did that a lot and woke me up doing that. And in my half awake sleep, that happened and woke me up. And I sat up in bed and was like, oh, Tiger. And Tiger wasn't there. And I realized that it probably just came back to say bye. I mean, that's what happened through the filter, my own filter that, everybody has their filter of reality. Anybody can take anything as anything. But I took that as my cat coming to say goodbye. So that was experience number 1 with an animal. Experience number 2 was my boss had this dog. He picked up a stray. This dog was a really cool dog. He named it Butler. And I used to ride with my boss in the morning, and I would go to his house, and Butler would be out on the deck. It was a 2-floor deck. He would be looking at me with this big smile. I mean, dogs can smile. And this dog had this big old smile, like, looking at me, wagging his tail, their butt shake real hard. And so I asked her, I says, hey, does Butler ever smile at you? And he just looked at me and said, no. And I thought that was weird. I mean, me and Butler had a really special connection. And Butler drank some antifreeze, and Gary didn't get him to the vet in time, and he died. So I don't know how that happened. He used to let that dog run the town. But about a week after Butler died, I had a dream, and I mean, I remember pretty vividly. I was walking through this field, and in my dream, I couldn't even see it, but there was something beside me jumping up and down, jumping up and down, jumping up and down. And in my dream, I'm thinking to myself, well, what is this? And it just kind of came to me that this is Butler. And when that realization came to me that this is Butler, then it stopped, and that was it. That was all the dream. That was over. And then my third one was really intense, because this just happened really, not in my terms, not that long ago. This was only 5 years ago, 7 years ago or so. And this was a dog that I had, and, raising from a pup, he was my best buddy. He had seizures. I mean, he was a really good dog. And so the night, I mean, he didn't get sick long, but he started getting sick, and he got real sick this night. And I went and sat by him, and I picked his paw up, and he turned his head the other way. And I knew the next day we were probably going to have to put him down. So I kind of went to bed crying that night and woke up the next day. Well, actually, my wife got up to go to the bathroom early in the morning and came and told me that he was stiff. He died on the floor. So we buried him. And about a week later, I had this dream. And he was there. And I seen him, and I was like, oh, TJ. And he looked at me. He was happy, wagging his tail. He rolled down on his back like this and let me, I came right in and I touched him. As real as anything. And the second my hand touched his belly, my dream, I was in the house here. And as soon as I touched the belly, he flipped over and he ran right out the door. And the door was this bright light. And it was a blinding light, and I knew I couldn't go, but I seen him go right in it. And then I was like, everybody in my dream, I was like, I just seen TJ. He was as real as you and me. I was so excited. It was so weird. But in my dream, it was really cool. And I woke up, I remember it like it was a reality. This one, it was total reality. And so he came back to tell me he was okay, even though he was sick when he went. So, but the odd thing is people have never came back. I've never had an experience of people, just animals. So anyway, this is the first of my series of high strangeness, and this was just pets when they come back, I'll title this one. And I'll have more coming because I've had some other strange things happen in my life. I just don't want to eat up all your time and throw it all at once to you. So this is part one. Pets when they come back. Very subtle. You just have to be open to this kind of stuff to see it happen for yourself. And it starts slow. My whole life has been an awakening process to this, but I don't claim to be psychic. I don't claim to be anything. Other people tell me all kind of weird things about myself, and I hear stories all over the internet. I don't know if I believe them. I'm like, wow. And then, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell some stories, especially ones coming up that people are going to probably say wow to, that I don't think is really that strange. So, like I said, this is part one, okay? This is like your introduction to my experiences. Thank you for listening and staying tuned.